Welcome to our students at Baverstock in the city. Most of you recently sat a maths test, and I thought it would be sensible to give you the answers to the maths test with explanations of how we arrived at those answers. This video will cover section A of the test that you recently sat. This is section A, question 1. Nick does a paper round. He earns £16 every week. Nick saves his money to buy a games console that costs £120. He thinks he will need to save all the money he earns for 9 weeks. Part A of this question, is Nick correct? Show why you think this. There are several ways of approaching this question that all lead to the same answer, but I'm only going to show you one way. If we multiply the £16 that he earns per week by 9, that will tell us how much money he will have saved over the 9 weeks. So 16 by 9, plenty of ways of doing this. I would do it this way. 9 times 6 is 54, carry 5, 9 ones are 9 and 5 is 14. So over the 9 weeks he's going to save £144. Now given that the games console only costs £120, we can see by taking 120 from 144 that he's going to have £24 over. So he's not correct, so the answer to that is no, and here is the reason why. He doesn't need to save all his money for 9 weeks. Let's have a look at the second part of question 1. Nick wants to spend some of the money he earns each week. His father says, save 75% of the £16 each week and I will give you the same amount as you save. Nick wants to take the money from his father. Part B of question 1. How much does Nick need to save each week? Show how you check your answer. Now, there's 2 parts to this question. The first part is how much does Nick need to save each week? And the second part is show how you check your answer. Now, this is important. Read the question carefully. If you don't read the question carefully, you could find that you're missing out on answering part of the question. And if you do that, then you're going to be missing out on some of the marks that you could get. Let's work out the first part of the question. How much does Nick need to save each week? Well, we know, because we've just read it, that he needs to save 75% of the £16 that he earns. If we convert 75% into a fraction, then we have 75 over 100. But let's make that into a more manageable figure to work with. If we divide the top and the bottom of this fraction by 25, we will be left with 3 over 4, which you know is 3/4, and that's much easier to work with. We need to work out what 3/4 of £16 is. So 3/4 of the times sign 16. We know that 4 goes into itself once and 4 goes into 16 4 times. If we multiply 3 by 4, we will get 12. So 3/4 of £16, 75% of £16 is £12. Now, we've been told in the second part of this question that we need to check our answer and show how we done it. We know that 3/4 of the £16 is £12 because we've just worked it out. If we find what 1/4 is, 1/4 of £12 equals 12 divided by 3, which equals 4. So if 1/4 is £4, then 4 quarters, or the whole, the £16, equals 4 times this 4 here, which equals 16. And that's how we check our answer. Question 2 of section A. Nick finds 2 online stores that sell a game he wants. He wants to sell his old game. The first of the online stores that he's found is called Buy Games, and they are charging £19.94 for the game that he wants to buy. They're charging £2.03 delivery, and he can sell his old game for £1.40. The second online store he's found is called Game Store, and he can buy the game that he wants for £21.99, free delivery, and he can sell his old game for 60p. We're asked to find out which online store is best for Nick and show how you get your answer. So let's have a look. The first one is Buy Games. They're going to charge £19.94 plus £2.03 for delivery. So let's add that up. 94 plus 3 is 97. 19 plus 2 is 21. But he can sell his old game for £1.40, so we need to take that away. And this is what we're going to be left with. £20.57. So that's Buy Games. Let's have a look now at the second one, Game Store. They are charging £21.99. Free delivery, so we don't add anything on there. But he's going to be able to sell his old game for 60p, so we'll take away 60 from that, and we're going to be left with £21.39. So we've 2 prices to compare. We've got £20.57 from Buy Games, and we've got £21.39 for Game Store. So the best for Nick is going to be Buy Games because it's cheaper, and we've shown how we've worked that one out. The second part of this question is this. Nick goes into town on Saturday and arrives at 12:30. He wants to meet Assad for lunch, 1 hour, check the price of a game, half an hour, look at DVDs, 3/4 of an hour, and go bowling for 1 hour and 15 minutes. Nick wants to leave the bowling alley by 4:30pm, and this is what we're asked to find out. Can he be ready to leave by 4:30pm? So let's have a look. He arrives in town at 12:30. He's going to meet Assad for lunch, and that's going to take an hour. So let's add 1 hour to 12:30, and we get 13:30, or 1:30 if you prefer it. He's going to check the price of a game, so he's going to go to the game shop, and he's going to spend half an hour or 30 minutes in there. So if we add 30 minutes onto 13:30, we will get 1400 hours, or 2 o'clock if you prefer. He's then going to go to the DVD shop, and he's going to spend 3/4 of an hour or 45 minutes in there. So we need to add 45 minutes onto our 1400 hours, and we'll get 1400 hours and 45 minutes, or again if you prefer 2:45 p.m. He finally wants to go to bowling alley, and he will spend 1 hour and 15 minutes in the bowling alley. So let's add 1 hour and 15 minutes onto 14:45, and we know that 45 plus 15 equals 60, which is 1 whole hour, so we write no minutes and carry 1. 1400 hours plus 1 hour is 1500 hours, and the 1 that we're carrying makes it 1600 hours, or 4 o'clock if you prefer. So can he be ready to leave by 4:30 p.m? He certainly can. He can leave by 4 p.m. So our answer is yes, he can leave by 4 p.m. And that's how we work that one out. The next part of this question, Nick has to walk from the bowling alley to the bus stop. There's the bowling alley and there's the bus stop. The diagram shows some distances in town. We're asked to find a route for him from the bowling alley to the bus stop and find the total distance of this route. Now you can see from this little diagram that there are several ways he could actually go, and you could choose whichever route you wanted to choose. I would suggest that you choose the easiest one. Maybe not the easiest one for Nick, but the easiest one for us to work out. And I think that that would be this route from the bowling alley to Crazy Clothes and from Crazy Clothes to the bus stop, because we've only got to add up 2 figures. So we choose the route, and we would write that we would go from the bowling alley to Crazy Clothes. Let's write CC for short there, and that's 70 metres. He would then go from Crazy Clothes to the bus stop, and that is 100 metres. We've only got to add 2 figures up, and we can add that up, and the route that we've chosen for him will take 170 metres. You do need to remember that if you are given a choice of things, as you are in this one, choose a route, well, you choose something that's going to be easy for you to work out, and the less things that you've got to add up or take away or multiply or divide, then the easier that it will be for you to get the correct answer. The final part of this question, Nick knows it takes at least 2 minutes to walk to the bus stop. The next bus is due to leave in 1 minute. How likely is Nick to get this bus? Now this is the easy 1 marker. Everybody will get this one right. Everybody will score 1 mark on this one. Unless you say yes, he's very likely to get the bus, which he's not, you are most probably going to say something like unlikely, which is fine. You don't need to write any more than that. Or you could say, well, he may catch it if he runs. And that would be perfectly fine as well. And you could choose. He may catch this bus if he runs, because we're told that it takes at least 2 minutes to walk. If he runs, he could possibly catch it. So either of those answers would get you the mark. That is all for this video. We have looked at the answers to section A of the maths test that you have completed. There will be 2 further videos coming soon that will show you the answers to sections B and C of the maths test. Keep working hard and good luck.